Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy MC Fire.
And Ice Cube.
Hey, I hope everyone's had a beautiful weekend. I don't know if you guys had a day off, but I don't really know what's going on. I'm just happy we had a day off. How you feeling, Q?
Good. Ready to get it done.
Ready to take off, baby. Okay, so out the gate, what we have for you guys today, a really good play, very simple. Without going too much into the weeds, if you're just trying to break your teeth off on trading, this is probably a very, very good strategy for you. Very simple, super elegant, makes a lot of sense. Let's dive right into it, y'all. Woo! Here we go. So, what are we looking at, Q? What's this guy?
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Heck yeah. So, Bitcoin is, for those who don't know what Bitcoin is, it is a cryptocurrency. And recently, BlackRock has a Bitcoin ETF. So it doesn't directly correlate to Bitcoin, but I believe it kind of has a price very similar, right? It's based kind of somewhat off the price of Bitcoin. That's not the important part. We know it's attached to Bitcoin in some way, and so we could play the volatility. So what I noticed was today is a perfect day to illustrate this exact play. You can call it whatever you like to call it, but I like to call it basically the whole moving average break, right? This was shown to us by one of our mentors as a very simple system if you're looking to take potentially a trade at the most optimum time. It is designed for you to see this as a road, right? As you can see, this is their center dividing line of the road. We call that VWAP. And then above and below are the yellow lines. Do you remember what those are called, Q?
Volatility high low.
Well, close. Yeah, this is your VWAP high, two standard deviations, VWAP low, two standard deviations, right? Or you could call it your vol high or vol low. But there is a three standard deviations and even a four. Most of the time, it doesn't get there, right? It's based off of your system profile. We're not going to get into the weeds of that. But as you can see, where we put our green arrow is ideally where we took a buy, right? And I say ideally, we did actually execute a long-term buy here, but I noticed that it was a juicy place. We wanted to already get into this. For a longer time frame, and we saw this even on the 2 minute to take advantage of short-term volatility, get the best price possible. So we did really good. So how does it work? As you can see, it kind of the market went kind of sideways. It's up or down, up, down, kind of up and then down, right? All this quick movement, but how do you know when to take a play? Well, imagine this is a car swerving on the road, right? If the driver is changing lanes, ideally he's not going to want to go to the opposite side of the road, but let's say he does. He's still on the road. So what you want to see is the driver go off the road, hey, I'm off the road, and then when it goes green, that's an indication that the driver could be potentially getting on the road. That is also your indication to potentially take a what? Take a trade entry. Now, Q, what do you think your stop loss would be?
Below that low.
Below the low of the range low, like the pivot low. Very good. So you would come in and you'd maybe create an alert or a stop loss below the pivot low. And what do you think your target would be?
The VWAP.
VWAP. Very good. So your initial target is your VWAP. Because it went very, very aggressively to the downside, we would basically be looking for a 1-to-1, right? The distance to the low and the distance to VWAP ends up being about a 1-to-1. So if it goes this way, it could potentially, you could take a loss there, and potentially it goes up here. You could, take out some and move your stop to break even, right? Because of the play, I would be looking to exit all of my position at VWAP. Now it could continue. So let's say, for example, if I had 5 contracts, I would exit 4 at VWAP, move my stop to break even, and then if the runner ran, awesome, it runs to the other side where I would let it go. It kind of, you notice this kind of did the same thing, but I like to wait to see at least a close below before it starts to try to pull back. So if you're a really aggressive, you could see here it does something similar, and I would wait till it breaks below these two candles and breaks below that, kind of what looks to be a nice juicy range for you to make an entry. There's your stop loss, and then VWAP is where you take out about 70 to 80% of your position, and then if it goes to the other side, you can take the runner off. Okay, what do we got for you guys next? We are going to be looking at Lily. So Lily, we did the same thing. We didn't actually take a long-term or short-term position, but as I was watching the market throughout the day, straight out the gate, Lily popped up in one of my alerts. I went over and looked at it, and very similarly to the last play we just showed you, it kind of did the same thing. Very sharp move to the downside. Space and time very compressed. Space being price action, and time being obviously the horizontal. So it moved very, basically it's a fancy way of saying it moved down in a very short period of time. Space and time was compressed. So as it pushed down, right, it pushed down very strongly. The market is going to have to react to that. It's not going to just go down for forever. It can, but highly unlikely. Well, I should say highly improbable. So as you see here, it changed green. It didn't go outside 2 standard deviations, but it was super aggressive to the downside. Now, 2 things to note here. Q, do you remember what the white line is? So it might be support and resistance, but do you remember what time frames? No? Okay. If we go back to the chart here, now you can kind of see, right, we're looking at a weekly chart, and these are our levels on the weekly time frame. Okay, so on the weekly time frame, are we in a strong uptrend, strong downtrend, weak uptrend, or weak downtrend?
Strong up.
Very good. We're in a strong uptrend, denoted by the price being above and outside the 1 average true range of the 21 on the weekly. So that's how we define it. If you guys define it a different way, awesome. But above that, in moving in the 21 period, moving of average trending upwards, that is a strong uptrend, very strong uptrend actually, and it's been in a strong uptrend for a very long time. Since back here at the initial cross of the 8 and 21 period moving averages. So yes, as it comes down, test this support level, right? This is support. It does actually find support. But what I like to know is, now that we know what we're looking at, it peekabooed below support. So potentially there might have been buyers, right, that rallied in late, got their orders as it was falling aggressively, and they just slammed. There were so many orders that it started to squeeze on them, right? We would have waited until after it cleared the last 2 or 3 candles. So that 1, 2, 3, right? These candles kind of got cleared. As it broke above that, we entered over here and would have exited at VWAP. Very similar to the previous play. Hall moving average, when after a huge drop or a neutral market, could be very powerful. Okay, it's a simple system. It's almost monkey see, monkey do. I'm telling you, in the right circumstance, it can be very powerful. It doesn't always work, but when it does, it's super powerful. So you see here, if you would have took this sell, right? Took this sell. Now, to understand something, right? This is already in an uptrend. This really works in neutral markets. So it works very well in neutral market. As we scroll to the right on Lily, this coming out the gate already started neutral. Already was going neutral flat. Then it started to potentially go to trend. But because of this resistance here, I kind of saw it as maybe support can come, and we'll take the chance of taking the buy with support. Now remember, support zone is not a line. It's not an invisible wall here. It's more like a zone where buyers feel comfortable of getting in, right? So if buyers feel like comfortable getting in, they would get in here, and we would get stopped out here. We also would kind of know very quickly, let's say it started chopping around right below the support level. Well, then we know buying support isn't gonna follow through, and we could even pull it potentially early as we see it retrace to get a break even because that's there. So I felt very confident in saying, hey, this would have been a great trade, and we pull it off at the VWAP. Love it. Next, we're gonna dive into the Qs. The Qs do the same thing, and then we'll have a play of the day for you potentially. So the Qs again, honing the same uh, honing the same thing here. Now, as we go through, I'm going to act as if this is the market open and we don't see what's happening. We're actually going to expand this fully, and we're going to let Q point out potential buying opportunities. Okay. So you're going to watch it as if the market just opened, and you're going to say, hey, this is going neutral. Tell me what you see as we go through, okay? Hey, it's going neutral, it's going high. I might want to take a trade here, and what your reasonings are, okay? Ready? It's a good exercise for honing your trading skills.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. It expands. Gonna keep watching, and you tell me when you believe that it's a good opportunity for us to hop in for a potential play. Good training, right? Still on the road. Now, if you guys notice, what is it doing? What's the condition of the market?
Sideways.
Sideways. There you go. Nailed it. So the market continues sideways. It's on the road, right? Now, what happened there?
It goes off.
Went off the road, right? So it went off in a big way. Then when would you potentially take the buy?
Up above that line, there's a turn green.
Where it turns green. Okay. So let's say we executed right here. And where would you take it up to?
The VWAP.
VWAP. Very good. So that trade would have been profitable. Now, the trade risk to reward would have been a little wonky. So as a skilled or unskilled trader, you would have to judge that for yourself. Is it enough reward to risk there to see for me to hold true to my plan? Okay. As we continue, that play worked out great. Boom. Took a quick scalp. We're going to continue, and there's the day. Okay. So that's one day. We're going to keep going and see if we can do another day. See how Q does. Okay, pre-market. Okay. New day. Boom. What's the condition of the market already? Sideways. So we're looking for a juicy play. Now we went a little too far, but now it's off the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we could potentially take a play when it gets back on the road. So if we had this entry, stop out at the high, it gets back to VWAP. Boom. Right? Let's see. You tell me when you want me to stop.
Right there.
Okay. So stop. So what are you looking to do at this point?
Get in on it. Cross back over.
Okay. So this would be our entry here. Boom. We're going to go through it here. And we would be taking a sell. Okay. So what do we do now? Get out at a loss, right? Very good. So it's actually pretty tight. You didn't take a big loss here. Didn't take a very big loss. It's just from here, took a slight dip in, out. Goes in a trend, and there it goes. So on the one trade you took that day, I think you took two trades that day, or one trade. I don't think you took that trade. So if you took this one trade, it would have been an easy stop. No worries, right? Let's see, how much more real estate do we have for the play? We'll go to end of day or end of period for today, and then we'll do today. Maybe she can pick out today's play. And this will be the last one. Okay. Ready, start? Kind of a little foreshadowing there. So you tell me when to stop. Right there. Okay. So as you see it come through, it sells off heavy in the morning, right? It goes green here. Are you taking a play? Buy or sell? So she takes a buy at this point. Very good. Boom. Go green, cannon. And let's see if it gets back to VWAP. Where's your stop? There's the low, right? So it takes the stop at the low, and we take it to VWAP for a nice scalp. What, 1-to-1, right? Tell me when to stop. Actually, we'll put that here. Very nice scalp, in and out. Boom. Boom. Good job. Tell me when to stop. I'm going kind of fast. We don't want to get through it. Right there. Okay, buy or sell? Very good buy, right? Right here at the green line change. We're going to take a buy, right? And if you notice, it's also what else is going on in that spot. That gives you extra confluence, extra confirmation. It's going sideways. Very good. But what other line do you see there?
Support.
Very good. So you see a support line as it comes in. You got a green line here. And where are we looking to take it off at?
At the VWAP.
At the VWAP. Very good. So does it make it to VWAP? Very good. Slams VWAP. Busts through VWAP right here. Another winner. Look at that. Crushed it. Really good for neutral markets. Look at that. And your stop out would be below the low. So that's a winner right there. I think you got 2 winners in, that day. Let me zoom out here. So yeah, you would have nailed 2 winners in that day. One bigger than the other one. Shouts out to you. Give me some. Simple play. A very simple play, guys. I want to make sure you understand it's definitely there's risk involved. You should definitely do your due diligence. But Q seeing that there's a neutral market and you can execute a play as if you've never seen the market before, she hadn't seen today. It is simple, and it gives you a defined set of rules for you to practice with your rules. Now, next we've got, last but not least, play of the day, Mr. Meta. So we were looking at Meta for potential buy. If it breaks, gets up into this range, we would be looking for the buy. It might happen today, tomorrow, or it might get rejected, right? Rotating inside of this range and setting market orders at the top of here, we would be looking for a break. It has been doing that for the last 2 days. So this already is showing ascending triangle. I'll draw that out for you guys here. Boom, there's kind of a makeshift and another support. So definitely potential for anyone who knows. If you see this is a triangle here, expect to move potentially half the base or even the full base. So basically we'd be looking for, if you're taking it as a short-term play, maybe 3-4 weeks to complete rotation in a violent way. Could even expand past that. Does the fundamentals hold up? Well, I would say that your last earnings report actually showed decent. If you look at the last 2, one is 439, the other one's 533. So this is kind of in line with that. So it's not exactly the high 5.3, but it is decent. So Meta as a company, you could still take the buy. Billions of people use it. So guys, thank you for your time. That's all we got for you. What'd you learn, Q?
Just getting in and getting out at a good time.
Getting in and getting out at a good time. There you go. That's all you kind of need to do. So guys, thank you guys so much for your time. And if she's learning, I'm learning, we're all having fun. So we appreciate you guys. And this is your boy MC Fire.
Ice Cube.
You guys have a good day. Bye.